I just wanted to point something out here. If we go to power, we'll see that Ralsei is now a pose prince who poses for photos at times. If you did a rude gesture, I think you would be labeled as like a rude prince. If you hugged him, I think you would be labeled as a hug prince, and if you did nothing, I think you would be labeled as like a nothing prince. But that's interesting. But the whole joke there was that they did the peace sign for the camera, but not for the camera, if you know what I mean. Anyway, are you ready for a big part of a lot of dialogue? I'm really not. Chris, are you wondering how Susie is doing right now? Yeah, sure. Well then, why don't we close our eyes and think about what she's doing now? God, I haven't voiced Noelle in a while. What a strange moon. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. This world. I wish Des could see this. Is somebody there? Wait, what are you... Hey, you can't capture someone who's already captured. Susie? You saved me? Don't get used to it. Okay, I won't. Cool moon. Yeah. But it's weird, isn't it? How did we get here? No, what even is this place? It's the Evil Queen's castle. They say that, but it's called a mansion. I wonder if this is one of those from earlier in development things. I don't know. Dark World. You're just having a dream. Huh? Oh, that's right. Right, if you're here, it must be a dream. Huh? I mean, the real Susie probably wouldn't save me, would she? She probably doesn't care about me at all. Huh? Why would you, think that? She doesn't care about anybody. Well, fair, but did you ever wonder why Susie never picked on you? All the time. Maybe it's 'cause when she first came to class, you lent her one of your pencils. Like a dumb, candy cane looking one or something. And even though it didn't actually taste like candy, she, remembered your smile and, decided to spare you, you know? That's, really specific. Yeah, well, Wait, did you say you ate the pencil? I mean, look. Hey, so do you dream about me a lot? Well, time for me to get back to my project. Okay, Susie, hit me with your axe and wake me up. Wait, no, I can't do that. Huh, why not? It's just a dream, so... I mean, didn't you wanna, hang out some more? I guess Birdie can wait a little longer. Alright, let's get out of here then. Noelle actually has a smile on her face. I didn't notice that before. All we gotta do is head to the right, over to this, over here on this, heart-covered Ferris wheel. What's the goddamn holdup? Get on already! Sorry. Alright. That's not what the Ferris wheel looked like, but whatever. What the hell am I supposed to do here? Damn, Chris would know what to do. Eat moss. Actually, maybe Chris wouldn't know what to do. So, Ferris wheels, huh? Kinda makes you wonder what car they were built for. It's different than riding one with Chris. The hell's wrong? You scared of heights? No, I love heights. You're, shaking. Well, maybe I'm a little scared, but to be honest, I actually like scary things. What do you mean? When we were little, me and my sister would stay up and go past our bedtime watching horror movies. At first I cried, but now it's like watching them makes me feel comforted. Comforted? I guess I do like slime and blood. It's scary, but I can just turn it off, right? Now it's mostly people that are scary. You can just say you mean me. Well, I guess you too, but that's what's nice about you, you know? Nice? The hell does that mean? You're the good kind of scary. You aren't afraid to break the rules, you know? I wish I could do crazy stuff like you. Do something nuts. So, if you could do something crazy right now, what would you do? Well, I jump out the window. Huh? It's a dream, right? I'd grow big angel wings and fly as far as I can, gazing back at it all. The skyline shining like holiday lights. That's kinda beautiful. Wait, you wouldn't seriously jump out, would you? No promises. Susie, what do you think looking out at there? Me? Say something cool. Seeing everything small makes me feel like, if I was Susie Zilla or something, I could wreck the whole city. Susie. What? Is being Susie Zilla something you think about a lot? Like... No, I just made it up now. Does your tail always do that when you lie? Hey, don't look at that. I don't have a tail. It's part of your dream. Oh, right. Sorry. Guess I'll just have to check in real life, too. Hey, don't! Susie, everything okay? Look, I just don't like people knowing about it, okay? Well, I think it's a nice tail. Whatever. It's wagging. Cute moments, but it is dialogue heavy. You stopped shaking. Guess I got comfortable. Me too. Well, that wasn't too bad. Yeah. If only I could dream like this every day. Maybe it doesn't have to be a dream, you know? Susie? Maybe someday we could... Here he is. Noelle, my lady, the cavalry has arrived to rescue you. Oh, the good part of the dream is over. It's fine. Burley's gonna help. We're allies. Yes, don't worry, Noelle. I'm stupid now. He's good. Look, I gotta go save the day now, alright? Huh? Good luck, Susie. Alright, Nugget Boy, it's up to you now. Leave it to me, my dear Susan. Yeah, whatever. May the smarts be with you. She left before I could... Noelle, it's hard to say this. You've done so much for me, and Noelle, I'm sorry. But, Birdley, you're actually apologizing? Thank you, I understand, you know. You've always been nice to me when it's just the two of us. You just wanted to make a happy world for me. I'm glad you realized, it sucked. Oh. Huh? I mean, yes, I was, in a way, apologizing for that, but I also wanted to apologize for leading you on. I know you only always helped me out because, well, you had a crush on me. So... What? Oh, sorry, please don't be embarrassed. It's understandable, but I have to tell you, I really value your friendship, okay? So I felt I had to pretend to reciprocate those feelings. What? But I never. Furthermore, I think I may have discovered someone else for me. Huh? Please don't be jealous. Of? Susie. What? 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 So that's why. Geronimo! Miss me? Of course not. Just kidding. That was sarcasm. I missed you. Man, we gotta work on your delivery. Anyway, let's go. Alright. I guess we gotta... I was fishing for lost pottery in the acid when I found this photo. Please take a look. Chris, you look nice in this one. But it should theoretically be the backs of our heads. Interesting. I want to put the revive dust away, because I don't see myself needing it. And I don't plan to use the light candy. So the only thing that I really have is... I don't have any other items. Okay. I'm going with this then. We'll go up the stairs. Wait, did this say something? Everyone is together, but the wind blows coldly. You're filled with a certain power. Okay. We'll head upstairs. We just need to get to, like, one more section. Here's a shortcut down to this area, which then shortcuts down to this area. Do I have any spaghetti code? The spaghetti code actually would have, unironically, been a little helpful in the Spam to Neo fight. Let's see how much it costs. Spaghetti code. I'll buy 2. They might be useful. Yeah, I now have 2 butt juices, 2 spaghetti codes, revivement spin cake, CD bagel club sandwich, another revivement. Oh, I don't need 2 revivements. Why do I have 2 revivements? Is there literally nothing else I can put in my actual inventory? I guess not. Wait, I have 4 revivements? Wow, okay. They really want you to use those. Anyway. Yeah, so let's head back up to the 4th floor. There's one last thing I need to do before I can... Oh, this is the final enemy of the game. Or chapter, I mean. Where wire strongly blocks the way. Check. Where wire. It absorbed the wire and became stronger. Be careful. I guess, looking at its face, that might be what happened. Okay, this attack isn't too bad. Cackle's at a level too high for you to understand. Will be tough, and then Ralsei can R action. Yuz and Susie told Wire you'd beat them up. The air crackles with fighting spirit. Ralsei winks demurely. Maybe it's not, maybe it's Ralsei? And Ralsei whispered... Yeah, it's Ralsei. It pretended not to care, but its axe became more effective. Susie laughed, heh. Okay, that makes more sense then. So we gotta keep using Ralsei with Chris, and that'll fast-track Susie to be 100%. I think it should be like near 100 now. Anyway. Yeah, there we go. And we get $455, probably because of Deal Maker, partially. Anyway. Whoa, this statue rocks! Hey, Ralsei, can we take this for my room? Huh? That would be stealing. You stole the Susie-like statue. There are all sorts of clothes inside. Huh, never seen Noelle wear anything like this. There are catalogs of search results. Seems like most things can be made into objects. From the search, is Icy real cryptid? This is why I believe in the Icy theory, that he's a cryptid and he's coming to get us and he's the true antagonist of Deltarune. It's a cross between Icy and something else. Hey, Chris, take this for your room. That would be stealing. You stole the Icy statue for some reason. Anyway, it's a calendar. Every page is the last month, every day is the 25th. December holiday. Noelle's bed. You retained the title of bed inspector. What the hell are you doing? Wait. So I still have Moss Finder and Enjoyer, but it says I retained the bed inspector title. I wonder if there's going to be a way to switch between titles in later chapters. Anyway, before we go forward, I do want to heal up Susie at the save point here. And check recruits, double check, make sure I got everything. Recruits. Yep, got everyone. If you didn't have everyone, Trashy would show up and tell you that there are people you missed, basically. Anyway, I guess I'm now ready to head forward. I'm trying to find the right time to bring this up. But I keep feeling like I don't have all the information to present my, theory and or, statement. But I've had the series since before I started recording Chapter 1. Anyway, there's a dead pixel. But here we are, at the end. There she is! Queen, stop right there! Ah, my sweet idiot children. You are just in time to witness my world domination. With Noelle in my possession, it is only a matter of time before her world turns, and she unleashes her power. Blanket. Oh, actually, I wanted to point out, Susie and Noelle took the Ferris wheel out of Noelle's room to the right, implying that they circled all the way back around to the left. Meaning, and then Susie jumped off, which feels like, why didn't they just break Noelle out of the room and take her out, like, down through the stairs, Why'd they have, the Ferris wheel was there, obviously, for our sake, but, like, it went to the right, and then it would have had to circle around the whole place to get back to basically the left. It's a whole thing that I'm just kind of like, why was it set up that way? The geographical location of it all was weird. And did we really need to go to have Birdly and Susie go rescue Noelle if we all end up in the same place around the same time? I don't know, whatever. Anyway, back to dialogue. Blanketing the world in. Too late, dumbass. Noelle's with Birdly. Oh, then who this? But Birdly, but he's been intercepted. My control plugs are now suitable for teenagers. Now the whole family can enjoy eternal servitude. Wait, then where's Noelle? Oh, I wonder. I actually know the answer. Enough already. Oh dear. I do sincerely quite like you two. It would be a shame to force you to serve me. An enjoyable shame. Alright. Attack of the Killer Queen. Queen blocks the way. We have no ability to check, so we're gonna have to throw, and Ralsei's gonna loosen. Normally when you group loosen, it's 15%. Ralsei does 5% on his own, but if you perfectly time your throw with Chris and Susie, you can do upwards of, I think, like 18 or 20% with a single throw. Let's see how much is that. 25 with a single throw, and Ralsei adds 5. We're already 30% done. Queen, think of the Lighteners. Aren't we supposed to make them happy? Is that not what I am doing? Alright. Let's avoid the glass being full. I'm more of a glass half empty kind of person. Anyway. Queen protected. Let's... Instead of group toasting, I'm gonna toast with everyone to get their unique dialogue. We made a memorable and charming toast to Queen. Wow, spoken like a real trucy. Why did they make it so emotional? Susie made a toast to Queen. Pretty cool how we're, gonna kick your ass. It's a good thing I have no standards for this. Ralsei made a toast to Queen. A toast to you or making me wear a butler outfit. Bro, that's weird, but okay. Alright. Think, Lighteners have already been enslaved by me and my kin. True enough. After all, you're clearly watching this on the internet. Or at least have access to it. Battlefield feels electric. Let's group toast. That glass of acid is generating her shield. So, you gonna drink all that? No, this is all mine. You can't have it. Each day, they spend hours worshipping in glowing rapture. Our screens of funny animals and candied games. Alright. Leg attack. She's trying to get a leg up on us. Anyway. Queen's Acid Shield is down. We'll do a group loosen. Yeah, it's 15. Staring tapping to receive joy. Staring tapping to avoid pain. Yeah, okay, that's kind of what I wanted to touch on. Actually, there's one more bit of Queen's dialogue that I want to get to before I feel like I have what I need to, What if we all just loosen? Is that the same as group loosening? Okay. Until recently, when the town's internet disappeared. Now the refuge they take in the screens will slowly fade. Okay. Like King, Queen is able to manipulate the battle box. They are the only two entities, aside from, I guess, Spamton, to be able to do this, implying it requires a certain level of power. Queen's Ashen Shield is formed. Okay. Let's group toast. Alright. Noelle, then who will help her? Her strange and sad searches. Who will answer them? Cool laser beam attack with mouse cursors. Battlefield feels electric. Alright, everyone toasted the Queen. Queen sips from her acid. Is what I wondered until the night appeared and created this wonderful world of darkness. Alright. Queen cry, guy cry, cry lol, joke lol, like, mixed doll, tale and family tale, doll and joke doll. A lot of dolls, which is very concerning. Everyone toasted to Queen. Queen sips from her acid. I would continue to do the more, now the path is clear. All I have to do is expand this dark world. I would do the more effective approach to this fight if it weren't for the fact that I might miss dialogue by finishing it too fast. Queen's Ashen Shield is down. I'm gonna loosen, and then we're gonna heal prayer. We're gonna heal prayer. Okay. Then, with the world covered in darkness, no one will have to suffer anymore. So, let's finally address what I wanted to talk about this whole time. Banishing the Angel's Heaven. Instead, everyone can live in my perfect mansion, every day blissfully worshipping me like we both deserve. Basically, Noelle is often called the angel, looks like an angel. Angels are associated with Christmas, which is a holiday, and her whole family's, like, aesthetic. All in all, Noelle has a lot of reasons to be the angel, but people are often caught up on, well, wait, why, would Noelle be the angel? She doesn't seem to have any malicious intent. Well, let's remember that the prophecy never said that the angel was the knight. Now stop resisting and welcome the new age of darkness. Oh, I love this attack where Queen causes drama to boost engagement. Anyway, so the knight and the angel are not one and the same. And as such, what would be the angel's heaven? Noelle is known to have a difficult home life. And as such, she takes refuge in the computer lab, and I'm guessing other forms of media and entertainment. Dark worlds have, we won't let you control everyone with your wires. Whoa, when did I say I would do that? The Dark Worlds have a theme of being based on forms of escapism, escaping from the problems of reality, which is something Noelle would want to do kind of maybe often. As such, these Dark Worlds, these worlds where fantasy becomes reality, where she can avoid, the struggles of school, her parents, and her missing sister, become heavens or havens for her. They become her personal heaven, or paradise of sorts, but we need to banish that heaven. We need to escape from these fantasy worlds. These worlds may seem better, but enough, you foolish children. You may have survived my attacks regular, but I've secretly been downloading my ultimate move this whole time. Now perish in the bosom of my hellish reign. Downloading ultimate attack. I wonder what this attack would have looked like if it didn't fail. It's a really easy attack when the download fails. Anyway, Queen's Ashen Shield is down. That's it. So yeah, so that's my thoughts on the Angel's Heaven. these dark worlds are fantasy worlds of where our escapism from realities come to life, and we get to immerse ourselves in those things. But we need to ban it, and for Noelle specifically, who has a difficult home life, I guess a lot of our characters have difficult real lives, and this world is an escape from that. But Noelle specifically seems to be at the center of a lot of Deltarune's plot, So it's her heaven, and Noelle's the angel. That's what I'm sticking to. Not bad, you foolish children. There was more dialogue I missed in this fight, unfortunately, but whatever. What the? I should have pointed out that we also had access to Red Buster and Dual Heal, but we didn't have access to Courage, which I found weird. I feel like they should have put Courage in. Anyway, what are you doing? Why isn't my control wire working? Thanks to my comrade's kindness, their mercy, now it's time for me to take my freedom. Queen, you may have mastered the number 3, but can you stand up against 4 of us? Running simulation for the number 4. You are definitely going to kick my ass. Unless... Oh no, what that? Gets me every time. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 nanosecond, you cowardette. You... Alas. But Birdly? Haha, just now is nothing more than simple bravado. The truth is that wire already absorbed all of my succulent energy juices. Birdly, hey, Birdly, are you okay? Everything getting dark. Only a kiss from a beautiful gamer girl can save me now. Birdly. What? You're losing consciousness and stuff, but could you speak up? Sorry, suddenly I'm feeling a bit better. Hey, that's a relief. Well, gotta hurry and save Noelle, so later. Dear Susan, so enigmatic in her ways. But I can read her heart, Chris, like a health meter, and it's beeping for love. Haha, well enough, Tails, Chris. Good luck. May the smarts not be with you. Okay. Chris, your deep concern for me is dexterous. But stay sanguine, my fellow Bluebird. I'll find some way to help you yet. Chris, such insistence. Sorry, but I must turn you down. I've chosen Susan's route in the VN of life. Anyway, make a save. We didn't use any items because I'm just good at the game, I guess. But we will continue our discussion about the Angels' Heaven and Dark Worlds and stuff after we get more information from this. The night, the roaring night. Today it deigned to create this world. Reaching its long hand to the sky, it coursed its will into its blade, and made, thrusting the fountain from the earth. Unfortunately, the world they created is trapped within the confines of the library. If only we had a way to make more darkness, we might be able to cover the whole world. That is when I realized, this power of the will, this power of determination, is this not something all Lightners possess? If one was simply determined enough, could not anyone make a dark fountain? So then, if the night has taken its leave, then I will simply make a new one. On that note, people often look at that and say, Queen's wrong, monsters don't have determination, or they say monsters do have determination. And I will say, humans might actually still have more determination than monsters in this universe. I wouldn't put it past the game to still follow that. I wouldn't pass the game to also have monsters have equal determination. But what I want to point to is determination as it relates to determining. In Undertale, the monsters are trapped underground and have no control over the story. All the control over the story and narrative is given to our player character, Frisk. As such, Frisk has determination, and monsters have no determination in how the story plays out. Frisk has complete control over how the narrative plays out. Monsters do not. In Deltarune, we have seen that a lot more of the residents of the town, the monsters, the monsters, have control over how we play the story. Susie especially has the ability to revoke our choices as the player, to not allow us a choice. However, in this world, Darkners probably don't have any determination. After all, they are just objects brought to life. They do not determine their fate. All Lightners have more determination than Darkners, at least. Like, even if monsters don't have as much as humans, perhaps, in this world still, at the very least, Lightners in general have to have some level of determination way more than Darkners, because Darkners literally are just pawns. They are objects that we are manipulating. Even in these dark worlds. And that is why a Lightner can create a dark world with determination. Through determination, they can create a dark world, which in turn gives a small level of determination to Darkners, though not very much. It at least allows them to move about a little, and talk. But even still, the Darkners are still subject to the Lightner's will. And that is why determination is what is used to make fountains, because you are literally determining fate. So I want to stay kind of neutral in this, because I myself am kind of just waiting for Chapter 3 to answer questions. But my belief is that regardless as to whether humans have more determination than monsters, I believe that monsters still have enough determination to make a dark world, simply because determination, being a real thing, means you have more determination than an object, Was there something else I wanted to mention? And how that... No, I think we have to wait a bit more for me to get to my next talking point. Anyway, Noelle, honey, darling, sweetie gravy, how do you find the giant hand? Great, and how do you feel about world domination? Oh, ouchie, mama! Susie, you came to save me? Somehow I knew you would. You did? Wait. You need to get out of here. Hurry. Huh? Queen? Seems that you failed to notice the giant freaking robot in the middle of my palace. I actually never pointed it out, so yeah, technically yes. This isn't good. She's invincible like this. Huh? She's been bragging about her final form all day. Heh. You think growing a few inches is gonna help? Yes. Well, I mean... Are we cool to take over the world now? Susie, let's just give up and... Hell if we're giving up now. Susie? So what if you got another form? We've got one too. Chris, Rousey, come on. Alright. What are you doing? This is our ultimate... wait a sec, now that you mention it. Oh no, it appears I am evenly matched. I hope you won't mind if I don't hold back. We're falling! Any bright ideas on how we're getting out of this one? We could try flapping our arms? Fear not. Your knight in glow-in-the-dark armor is here. Birdly? Chris, Susie, my energy is still too low to help you fight. So I found help for you. Behold, comrades! On your quest against Queen, you made all sorts of buddies, right? Using our junk-making skills, we've modified everyone to work together. I shall also take credit for this. Alright, we got everyone, including the original Starwalker. Anyway, Chris, Susie, behold, the ultimate group project. With a splendid base, My strongest JPEG. I forget his voice. My strongest JPEGs. Flashing lights. Happy bravery. Meow. My energy. Squeak. Tender loving care. Fresh cooking. Organization. Star Walker. And, mostest of all, whatever this thing is. Alright. Here it is. With the power of group projects and duck. Oh, I should have made the head blue, shouldn't I? Finally, a worthy opponent.
Round 1.
Fight.
Here we are. Giga Queen blocks the way. So, for now, we have no choice but to fight. With the Thrash Machine. The time for words is over. Now is the time to fight, only. Okay. Okay. There we go. The cityscape roars past. Haha, just kidding. I will totally keep monologuing as I kick at your face. Alright. There we go. Okay. I am concentrating just a bit here. Cityscape roars past. We don't have enough for duck mode. Turbo dodge gives us better dodging. Self-fix heals, but the cost increases each time. Duck mode. Sucky attacks. I don't need to use this yet. Duck mode gives you a... basically, it's like Mega Drain or Giga Drain or Absorb from Pokemon, where the damage you deal, you heal some of it back. You also have Flame mode if you choose the Flamethrower head, which I believe just powers up your attacks. I think if you choose, like, the Laser head, it makes your, like, it gives you the ability to attack faster in the punching phase. And then I forget what the last one does, but that's what all those do. So the Flame one is technically the best, as it ends the fight the quickest. The time has come for Noelle to realize her own strength, her own will, her own determination. I guess, yeah, Noelle needs to take more control over her life, you know, is what we're saying here. You know, really determine her own fate in this world, instead of just being passive all the time. She needs to build her own confidence. Queen's attacks got tougher. Okay. Focusing into her blade, she will create a Neo-Dark fountain. Then another, and then another. Okay. There we go. The fact I'm not getting hit makes me kind of regret taking the duck. Okay. The night is young for fighting. There is no reason to, like, never not fight. Then, when the whole world is covered in darkness, she and everyone can live in bliss and free of fear and suffering. Ow. Okay. Went the wrong way. If that's the case, we'll activate Sucky Attacks. A totally sucking aura flared to life. Chris, Susie, why don't you help me too? Create the world of your dreams, also my dreams. Alright. Doing my best to... Oh yeah, so that Punch-Out game we played in episode 2 was to prepare us from this. Anyway. Susie! Bro, just let me karate chop you and you can have as many skateboards as you want. Oh yeah, I hate these attacks where we go back to this stuff. It's good for TP gathering, but not much else. Night is young for fighting. And Chris, my dearest Trucy, you can have as many... Okay, I don't remember what you liked. Okay. There we go. Gotten the counter. And here we are at... Alright. Let's go. Round 3 begins. Okay. Hey, was there a third guy? Technically there was. Another interesting note, almost everyone kind of ignores or forgets Ralsei is there. Perhaps I wonder if Ralsei only exists for Chris and Susie. Susie mashes the controls, trying to punch more. Okay, I'm doing bad. Join me, and all of you will become super strong and super cool. Meanwhile, I don't need to improve because I'm already perfect and can shoot lasers from my fancy glass. Alright. 2, 3. Okay. 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 We'll do duck mode. A totally sucking aura flared up. Okay, I believe I made my point. I'm going to procedurally loop my dialogue now. If you haven't been performing well, that dialogue, is just the start. I really wish that dialogue didn't exist, because I think we're literally at her... No, she is going to loop. Okay. I really wish there was just a bit more dialogue for this fight to account for the larger health bar. I mean, it is nice that they tell you that she's gonna loop her dialogue, but it can be confusing, because it might make you think that there's gonna be no new dialogue in this fight. But literally, I think after this attack, we should encounter new dialogue again. Chris, Susie, other guy, you have truly proven yourselves to be a worthy opponent. You have earned the right to remember what your fighting machine's true purpose is. To get your own ass thrashed by me with my final attack. Haha, bye! Alright. There we go. Oh, I should have activated dodge mode. Okay. Here it comes. That was one of the easier final attack patterns, in my opinion. Anyway. Battle power dropping. Overheat activated. Listen well. You may have defeated me, but I still possess one thing you three will never have. Detachable hands. Okay. So, it's implied that Sweet Captain Cakes actually did work on Queen's mech. Because they said it was big. But the Queen mech was foreshadowed all the way back at the start of the city. When the guys were cleaning up for the parade, quote unquote. Noelle. Darling. Honey. Sweetie. Gravy. Here we are. Take the pin I gave you and stab the earth, creating our new supreme empire. What's wrong, Noelle? I know it would make you happy. Or should I, with the last 1% of my battery, crush Susie into 8 bits? Leave Susie alone. You think listening to you makes me happy? No, I'll never be happy, if I'm controlled by you. Why can't you understand that? Noelle, perhaps my computations were miscalibrated. Noelle, disregard me and, with your own power, choose the world that makes you happy. Queen? Queen, are you okay? Seems she ran out of battery power. Guess we can seal the fountain now, right everybody? Everybody? Queen, she said, choose the world that makes you happy. I don't want to live in a world ruled by her. But if that wasn't the case, I wonder if this world wouldn't be so bad. Huh? Susie, don't you think so too? Now that you mention it. Chris, isn't this world just better? We make so many friends here, you know? I've never had an adventure like this before. With axes and battles and magic. Where everything can be healed with a little spell. And no matter what happens, no one tells us what to do. Gosh, yeah. So even if things were really scary just now, I mean... So is there any reason not to? Not that I can think of. Me neither. Then, Noelle, let this be my real apology. Concentrating my will into this blade, I will make a new fountain and unleash a bright future. A future that shines for us. A future whose brightness is born from darkness. Stop! What in the world are you all doing? Well, we thought we would just... Stop! I mean, stop! Do you realize what will happen if you do that? I will just... You'll bring the roaring. Alright. When the light is subsumed by shadow. When the fountains fill the sky. All will fall into chaos. The Titans will take form from the fountains and envelop the land in devastation. The surviving Darkners, crushed by the darkness, will slowly, one by one, turn into statues, leaving the Lightners to fend for themselves, lost eternally in an endless night. Is that your idea of paradise? Again, bringing up paradise in Angel's Heaven, lending more credence to the idea that Noelle specifically is trying to escape the real world, and in doing so potentially through these dark fountains. I don't think Noelle's the knight, but like, you know, this is her heaven, you know, a world of magic where everything is so much simpler, you know. But the way I read into that metaphor is these dark fountains are what happens when we fully immerse ourselves in these worlds, in these fantasy worlds, you know, when we immerse ourselves in our imaginary make-pretend worlds, our forms of entertainment. What that reads to me as is if we spend too much time, if everyone is always immersed in entertainment, those characters from the worlds that we play in our imagination, that we escape from reality to, will lose all meaning. Those characters will become meaningless. You know, they will lack, you know, any charm left to them. And, you know, we will lose anything new. And the Lightners lost eternally. You know, basically, some Darkners will be crushed. You know, some characters in this world will stop, you know, existing in their current form. They will stop existing, and others will lose all their meaning if we spend forever in these fantasy worlds. Lightners will then be left alone without the aid of their fantasy to wander in the chaos. That to me reads as if we spend all our time in these fictional worlds, eventually they will lose meaning to us. We will grow bored with them. And in turn, we will have spent time away from the real world and real problems that matter to a point that we will no longer be able to address the issues in the real world. I believe it is a commentary. I believe this whole game is a commentary on the nature of escapism and how it can be helpful, but, you know, we should not let our escapism, these fantasy worlds, consume us. I don't know if I fully worded it correctly, but in my head, that's what the prophecy is trying to say. I don't really know what the Titans are for this analogy. I just believe that, you know, if we continue to spend all our time in these fantasy worlds, then eventually the real world will fall apart, and even the characters in our fantasy worlds will begin to lose their meaning. It will just be a state of, no art will be created because no new characters, no new art will be created. Eventually, all possibilities will be exhausted because everything is just a loop of feeding off each other instead of generating new ideas inspired from our world. We will have no more reason to escape because we've already escaped, and in turn, the magic and value of that escapism will be lost. I don't know, that's just what I think. That's what the prophecy is trying to tell. Everyone's looking into it very literally, but we need to recognize that this game is trying to tell a message, and I believe that message is, escapism's fine, but we need to remember the real world exists, and art and games and fun cannot consume our entire lives, But whatever. What can I say on that? It's kind of hypocritical considering, I'm literally just doing this to escape my own problems. Anyway. Oh, damn, I did not know that. You didn't? But your whole plan was to... I'm just a computer, Lamau. I don't know everything. I was just guessing based off the knight's actions. Further on that point that I was talking about, the escapism thing, if the idea is that we let ourselves get wrapped up in fandoms and theorizing, my whole thing was... While waiting for 3 and 4 to come out, my whole thing is I wanted people to stop theorizing about 1 and 2 because we didn't have the complete picture yet, and while I get that it's fun for some, I felt like it was consuming a lot of people into its whole of, and it was exactly what, Toby Fox was quote unquote warning us about. The idea that we become so wrapped up in these fictional worlds, and everything has to be about them, that we can't even see how we can't even take these lessons from these games and see the games for the lessons and stories and meanings they're trying to convey. We just see them as characters. The characters start to lose their meaning as, delivery methods for a message, So what I'm trying to say is make theories, do whatever you want, but I am saying that I get kind of upset when people, while waiting for new content, endlessly theorize and overanalyze and whatever, and can't just take things in moderation. They have to let the new thing consume them and go all in on analyzing it, instead of just letting it exist for what it is, enjoying it in your free time, and not letting it consume you. Just, letting yourself take it in. Because I felt like people were getting so wrapped up in the theories about what's going to happen in the next chapter that they literally missed this whole message about not letting media and, our escapism devices consume us. It's ironic in my opinion. But what do I know? I'm just some guy on the internet, Why the hell would I want to end the world? Well, that's a relief. I'm sorry. After everything, I just caused trouble for you again, Noel. That's okay, Birdly. I understand. I thought about it while charging my battery. You cannot calculate other people's feelings. You understand how I feel? Not really, Lamau. I just don't want Noel to be sad. Well, I'm glad you two kind of get it now. Guess we all made a pretty sweet team in the end. No, we freaking didn't? Can you let go of us now? Oh, yeah. Susie. Hey, you stood up to Queen. Not F bad. Really? Yeah. Just guess you gotta wake up soon, huh? Huh? Everything got so intense I forgot it was a dream. Then I just hope I get to have more dreams like this. Hey, Noel, when you wake up, well, I just wanted to say, Well then, I suppose it is time for you all to exit. Running program tendergoodbye.exe. I will miss each of you. Noel, your unneeded honesty. Susie, your foolish bravery. Chris, your chill vibes. Burgley? It doesn't have to be goodbye, Queen. Chris can take you back to our castle town. You and all our recruits can live there. Oh. Deleting tendergoodbye.exe. Alright, time to do what we came here for. Hey, Noelle. If you see the real Susie, just know that maybe she's... Look, she doesn't have a tail, okay? Okay, I got it. It's not a secret. Let's just go, Chris. Chris. It looks like we're here again, huh? The Roaring Night. Whatever they are, they're making these fountains. But is that really a bad thing? Since they started showing up, everything's gotten a lot more interesting, hasn't it? Well, we don't have to think about that now. Chris, it's your turn. On another note of theorizing and making all these theories about who the knight's gonna be and, you know, the secret bosses and what it means and the implications, my thought is maybe since Ralsei knows so much, maybe Ralsei is right and the secret bosses really don't mean anything at all. Right? Now, that sounds crazy, but part of me is thinking about the idea that perhaps, people are letting this game consume them and letting their theories and ideas get so out of hand and letting this game turn into, oh, this character is going to do this. What is this character going to do? And over-analyzing everything to the point that they stop enjoying the characters and moments for what they are. You know, especially in regards to some of the secret boss and, upcoming and the night theorization. I'm not saying you can't theorize if you don't want to. I know some people find it fun. But I am saying that I wouldn't be surprised if in the end, the secret bosses don't really lead to anything significant. After all, the story only is supposed to have one ending. And I think that's why the story might only have one ending. Perhaps because there's no over-analysis that needs to be made. There's nothing deeper really to understand. The game makes it seem like there's going to be something deeper, but maybe there really isn't. I mean, I'm still in the camp that there's going to be something deeper, but I'm just saying, I feel like that message about the roaring and the Titans and the, Lightners left alone, it speaks to me about this idea of take in your media, enjoy it while you do, but don't let it, consume your thoughts. Don't let it be your only thing in your life, Experience other medias and, on top of that, experience things in the real world, But whatever, I think that's the final thing I'm going to say. After all, most of you probably didn't watch this far into the video in the first place, considering I barely get any views on my channel right now. And also, you're probably too hyped looking at fan theories for Chapter 3 right now, or playing Chapter 3 to actually watch this. So, whatever. Huh? What happened? Oh, it was a dream, wasn't it? Huh? A dream? That was all a dream? Of course, that must have been a dream. Such feelings, such thoughts, oh, sweet Lady of Justice. To think I would ever think Susie would be... Susie? Susie? What are you doing here? You invited us to study, remember? Oh, right, What? Studying with them? Well, heavens to yikes, they're... Well, I guess we could try it. Huh? My alarm? I'm going to be late for my shift with Miss Boom. Oh no! How is it that late already? Well, adieu, everyone. I must gather my book belongings. How I love the texture of freshly picked up books. Now, let us hasten, my dear Noelle. Good day, Chris, Susie. Bye, Chris. And, bye, Susie. See ya. What? What are you looking for something? Nothing. Bye. The heck is her problem anyway? Way to treat someone who just saved the world. Chris, hey, wait a sec, Chris. We just actually saved the world, didn't we? Damn, we really are heroes. And no one even knows. Guess it's better that way though, right? People'd freak out if they knew the world's in danger. Though, kinda sucks Noelle has to forget too. Whatever, let's get out of here. Alright. Looks like the library's state-of-the-art public laptop. Someone left it on. It's a recycling bin. Looks like someone accidentally printed off a lot of useless emails. It's a computer. It's nothing but a blue screen. Looks like it crashed. It's a computer. A Dolphin screensaver is advertising some kind of malware. It's full of many backup devices like extra mice, keyboards, or extra maracas. Various posters talking about internet safety. You suddenly thought about how your day might have been different if the poster with that orange cat was still on the wall. It's a trash can. You get the feeling it doesn't have any friends. It's hard to explain why you feel this way about a trash can. It's a computer. The monitor is flickering brightly. It's a computer. The monitor is flickering brightly. It's a computer. The monitor is flickering brightly. The closet is spacious and full of old electronics. A large person could easily fit inside. Alright. Before he left, he gathered up everything in the room. We still have the egg. We also have the glass. Look through the glass. We still have the Jack of Spades and Rules card. Most of them require orbs or floating hands. Lord of the Hammer. Someone's diary. Someone else has been taking out my diary. Oh no, they're printing a review in the paper. Oh no, I'm being highly acclaimed. Flavor text. Crude drawing of an ice cube wearing a headband. Cartoon criticism is sapping your energy. Is this anything? Nope. Upstairs, though. I love reading books, especially the books upstairs. It's book 1 about souls. Read it. The soul has long been called many things. The font of our compassion, the source of our will, the container of our life force. But even now, the true function of it is unknown. How to care for a human. Look inside. There are photos of unfamiliar humans inside. You shut the book quickly. According to the card in the back, looks like your mother took it out repeatedly many years ago. Well. Man, it got late, didn't it? Guess you should go home, huh? I wouldn't be surprised if it's almost summer in their world, because yesterday it was like sunset when we got out of the dark world. And today it's also sunset, but we only entered the dark world after school today. You know? So, like, it must be like summer if it's still light out, you know? At least a little light out, right? And I know it's also a weekend, apparently, because we don't have school tomorrow. Anyway, alright, you don't have to say it. Don't want to walk home by yourself, huh? Well, if you're gonna make me, I guess. Let's go. Before we go anywhere else, I want to head back to Castletown. We can check all this other stuff later. For now, I just want to head into Castletown. It's a lot quicker entrance animation. So this is your Castletown. It's not bad. Chris, Susie, on behalf of everyone I oppressed, thank you. I am going to be your wacky roommate now. If you end up defeating enemies with violence instead of... Chris, I bet you have a lot of people to talk to, but you don't have to do everything at once. Save and take a break anytime you want, okay? If you defeat enemies with violence, and you lose a couple recruits, Trashy will show up and Queen will question why some people are missing, and Trashy will show up and say, I'm still here, Queen. You know, but it won't be as happy of an ending. You touched the light. You thought about how you can't go back to the cyber world anymore. Well, I didn't miss anything, so I'm going to do it, and it's highly likely that outside of finishing up the recordings next episode, I'm likely going to come back and go another run through of Chapter 2 simply to change a couple of my choices. I don't know. But for now, my name has been and will be tomorrow, and the day after that, 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 and it always will be Pun Food. I really quickly want to run over what I'm missing. So I'm missing the mannequin, I'm missing giving the doll to Susie, and I potentially messed up the bed inspector title. But other than that, I didn't miss too much, so I'm still up in the air whether I'm going to go back, but I didn't miss anything in the cyber world aside from stuff I would have to actively, hard reset the chapter for.